Today I would like to review two Chloe perfume. The first one is Chloe Eau de Parfum and the second one is Chloe Absolu de Parfum. So these two perfume of Chloe, one is the original Chloe and this one is the latest Chloe. So as you can see, both the packaging looks really similar, and see how similar they can be. So out of curiosity, I bought the two with the hopes that I can compare both of them. And now for the original Chloe Eau de Parfum, I have been using it for quite some time, since about 4 years ago, but I like it, but I am not really like a big fan, crazy about it. So what I like about this perfume is the freshness of the fragrance. It is stated as a powdery rose, feminine, natural, sexy and chic. For me, in my opinion, the rose is not really like a red rose. It's a rather rose and peony and lily of the valley mixed together in one. So it's a very fresh rose. It's not like a red rose, but it's like a fresh and aquatic rose water. And together it is very feminine, quite natural, but not sexy. This one is definitely not a sexy fragrance for me, although it is still chic and modern. So upon the first spray, initial spray for the Chloe Eau de Parfum, you get a fresh blast of peony and rose in the face, and after that, after 10 minutes, then the middle notes start to emerge, which is the rose and the lily of the valley. The rose and the lily valley in here really is a very good match if you want a very fresh rose, because the lily of the valley here is quite pure. It is like, it gives me the image of rose, but the rose is in very clear, crystal clear water, and the water is very cool, and it's like a very fresh, a very clean rose scent. So this fragrance is rather suitable for office use, I think. I don't really think that I will wear this fragrance out for a night out, for a fun night out. I would wear this during the day only, although I'm not the type of person who really categorize fragrance according to day, to season, no. But as for this one, I really feel that it's more appropriate to use it during daytime, during my office hours. So this Chloe Eau de Parfum, it is a likable fragrance, but I don't really fall in love with it. It's likable though. So the projection is there. It's not like a bee smoke kind of projection, but you can smell yourself. You can smell Chloe Eau de Parfum, and the longevity is quite impressive. The fragrance stays pretty linear on my skin, and I sprayed it as early as 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and until 2 o'clock I can still smell it, and it doesn't change much. So what I like about this is that it is chic, it is a very clean rose, and it's not in your face kind of like anything sweet. There is certain kind of freshness in there, but it's not the candy-ish sweetness. So it's not really that floral too, because it's very clean and very quite aquatic. So next one is the Chloe Absolu de Parfum. This, from my understanding, it's a newer version of the Chloe Eau de Parfum. I sprayed this before, and I didn't get much use of it, because as you can see, this is a precious woody rose, sensual, rich and elegant. So supposedly this one is the same rose as the other Chloe Eau de Parfum, the original. But as for this one, I feel that it's stated in Fragrantica that there are 3 notes here that really bring that are really fighting to be the star of the show, which is patchouli, vanilla and rose. The rose is there, but I definitely don't sense any vanilla. The vanilla is really, really hidden for me. I don't really get the sweet vanilla that I usually get, no. but it's like a patchouli rose. It's a very green rose, I would say. It is quite similar to the first one, Chloe Eau de Parfum, the original, but this one is like a denser version, a heavier, denser version. It's like a more solidified rose. If I were to compare these two, if this one is a rose, a stem of rose in a clear, crystal clear water, then this would be a bunch of bigger, redder rose, not in the cool water, but rather, it's like it is wet with water, but the water is condensed into some kind of like sugary juice on top, but there is no sweet sugary scent in this fragrance. It is like a very thick version of rose patchouli. So compared the two, this one is definitely fresher, the Chloe Eau de Parfum, as compared to this one, Chloe Absolu de Parfum. I personally prefer the original one because I think this one, it doesn't achieve what it wants to achieve for me. Because I was expecting some kind of like vanillic rose, but the vanilla is not really there. Instead, the rose is really mixed together with a red. It's dark, dirty, soil, earthy, patchouli. It's still bright though. Don't misunderstand me. This fragrance is still a very bright rose, but it is just a tiny bit darker, a tiny bit thicker, and a tiny bit denser. I would opt for a fresher version if I were to wear Chloe. So that's all for me now. That's what I